Hi friends, this is Monish and I'm back with another book review, and this time it is The Art of Taking Action, written by Gregg Krech and first published in 2014. I really enjoyed reading this book, and what I will do is I will give you the 3 key takeaways, the most important points that the author have shared with us that will help us overcome procrastination, work towards achieving our goals, and accomplish our dreams. And at the very end, I will give you my rating on this book, so stay tuned. Number one takeaway is Arugamama. It is part of the Japanese philosophy, which they call Arugamama, which simply means acceptance. Many authors who write self-help books and wise people and those who are experienced tend to give this advice. In fact, Deepak Chopra, he'd written his book Laws on Karma, and he also had advice that we should learn to accept the things as they are. What happens is we may not like something, we may not like someone, and the dislike leads to resistance on our part. And that is the first obstacle in trying to get things done, because our energy and our focus is going in the resistance that we feel towards the situation or a person. So the first and most important key takeaway from this book is Arugamama, acceptance. The second key takeaway from this book is Arambashura. It is a Sanskrit word for someone who's a hero at the beginning, at the start. So very often we see someone playing a guitar and really well, and we think we'll start on it and with all the excitement and the enthusiasm, but 2-3 lessons down the line we find it too hard to practice, right? So we need to be careful about being over enthusiastic about every little shiny thing that we see, and we start with the procession and trumpets and everything, right? The guitar was just an example. We can consider it in any aspect of our life. We see something shiny, we go for it, we get excited, right? And soon that excitement and that enthusiasm fizzles out. So we need to be careful and aware of if we are one of those Arambashuras. The third feature, and again this is very popular, you must have heard about it, read about it, again coming from the Japanese philosophy, Kaizen. It is the philosophy of taking continuous, or rather making continuous improvements, and is widely implemented in the industry, in the commercial industry around the world. So this can be applied to an individual, to us, and we can take little steps towards making little improvements, which will then lead to something huge. And that makes me think of dominoes. It is said if you start with an inch long domino, the 100th one, it'll topple the Eiffel Tower. So these little increments, little improvements that we make day in and day out, month on month, can lead to something really big, huge. And we need to be aware of it, because we tend to then, get overwhelmed with the enormity of the task or the goal that we want to accomplish. But we need to remember Kaizen and take little steps towards achieving that goal. And these little steps will take us towards our destination eventually. So these 3 features, key takeaways from this book, Arugumama, Arambashura, and Kaizen, are the most important ones that I thought I should share. And there are, of course, tidbits here and there of wisdom, of advice that is quite helpful. And finally, like I said, I will give you my rating for this book. And my rating for this book is 6 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, it is a very good book. It has good advice, but it somehow lacks that punch, that oomph to get you started and getting things done. And perhaps because the subject matter is as such that it is entirely up to us, an individual, to begin the journey towards self-improvement. So yeah, my rating is 6 out of 10. So guys, that was my spiel for The Art of Taking Action, written by Gregg Krech. Until next time, happy reading.